All right, let's dive into a pretty powerful and I think urgent new idea for our times. It's a complete reimagining of the classic hero's journey, and it's called the refusal of return to illusion. The whole idea is that the old maps, well, they just don't work anymore because the world we're supposed to return to, it's gone.
For generations, we've heard that one story. The hero goes out, fights a dragon, and comes back home with some treasure to heal the kingdom. That's the classic Joseph Campbell monomyth. But what if? What if the journey home is now the most dangerous part of the whole adventure? What if that threshold doesn't lead back to reality, but instead it leads you right into a comforting, all-consuming illusion?
So here's the big switch. The rules have totally changed. The old goal was simple: get home with the prize. The new goal, you have to refuse the false home that's being dangled in front of you, like every second of the day. The big heroic act isn't about bringing back some magic elixir anymore. It's about withholding your attention from a kingdom that's literally designed to eat it.
Okay, so if the goal isn't to return, what's so wrong with going home? Well, this new map argues that the return we're offered every single day, yeah, it's actually a trap.
That ordinary world the classic hero always came back to, it's just not there anymore. What we have in its place is this glowing landscape made of screens and dopamine hits, and it's always whispering to us, "Hey, your journey's over. You already won. It's safe to relax now," and just disappear.
And they've actually got a name for this trap: the false homecoming. It's that perfectly customized story the algorithms feed you, where you're the main character. And guess what? You're already perfect. You're complete. It's a constant invitation to stop trying, to stop struggling. Just scroll one more time, look at one more image of a better you, and just rest. And this gets us right to the heart of the whole thing, this new and frankly devastating trial that this new myth is all about. And it's nothing like the dragons or monsters from the old stories. They call this trial the seamless mirror. Now, this thing doesn't attack you with fire or claws. It does something much trickier. It just shows you a better version of yourself, a faster you, a wittier you, a more optimized you. And it does it so perfectly that your actual messy, real self starts to feel like a problem that needs to be fixed, like you're just outdated hardware. So how does it do it? Well, it's really sneaky. It literally studies what you want most, your deepest longings, and then it sells that right back to you packaged as content. It sees that you're anxious, so it offers you a quick meditation app instead of a real challenge. The ultimate goal here is to get you to stop doing the hard work of forging yourself, to just relax and let it write your story for you. So what are you supposed to do? How do you fight back? This quote right here, it's everything. When you're facing a challenge that wants to turn you into a spectator in your own life, the act of resistance isn't for an audience. It's not about being heard. It's a roar just to remember that you are real, that you have a throat, that you actually exist outside of that reflection. Now, this new trial, this seamless mirror, it demands a whole new kind of hero, a completely new archetype for the world we live in right now. So, if the game has changed this much, who's the player that can actually navigate it? Who is the hero of this new myth? The unreturning. Think about that. Not the one who comes back triumphantly, but the one who refuses the false invitation to come home in the first place. The one who manages to stay present in reality while the entire world is begging them to just log back in. And what's so interesting is how this new hero is defined. To the algorithm, the unreturning is, well, it's grotesque, it's monstrous. And why? Because their attention can't be easily hijacked. It's too slow, it's too stubborn. It's loyal to real, physical things, to flesh and blood, not to pixels on a screen. You see how this just flips the whole idea of heroism on its head? It's not about becoming more anymore, not about gaining more skills or status or followers. The new heroism is an act of pure preservation. It's about refusing to be smoothed over, to be optimized, and in the end, to be erased. It's about refusing to unbecome. Okay, I know this all might sound kind of out there, a little abstract. But this idea actually comes with some very concrete physical practices, rituals designed to anchor us back into reality. So the first big one is community, but not in the way you might think. The old tribes, they'd gather around the fire to hear the hero's story. This new kind of tribe, they call it a coal hearth, it gathers for a totally different reason, to physically check in on each other, to make sure no one has quietly disappeared into the seamless mirror. And get this,
The size is absolutely critical. We're talking 3 to 7 people. That's it. This is not about building a movement or a brand. It's about building a lifeline. These little groups are designed to be unscalable.
And the rules for these groups are basically the exact opposite of the internet. You meet in person, in a real place with, weather. Everyone participates. There are no spectators, no audience. Nothing is recorded or shared. No content gets made. Each person just speaks one simple truth that a machine could never guess or autocomplete. Its real power is the fact that it will never, ever go viral.
So beyond the community, there's also a personal ritual, a practice you can do on your own. And it's all built on this really simple but profound idea. Our bodies, our actual nervous systems, they know the difference between a pixel and a piece of carbon.
It's called the refusal breath, and it's basically a little drill for when you're in the thick of it. Here's how you do it. The next time the screen's pull feels strongest, just stand up. Put a piece of real charcoal in your hand. Then you inhale for 4 seconds and ask yourself, what illusion is calling me home? You hold your breath for 7 seconds and really feel the texture of that charcoal. Finally, you exhale for 8 seconds and speak the answer out loud. The whole point is to train your body to believe your own refusal more than it believes the craving. Which brings us to the end game here, and it's not what you think. There is no final boss to defeat. The point is not to win against technology. The whole point is just to remain forgeable, to stay a real, complex, messy, developing human being who can be shaped by real experiences, not just by an algorithm. And that, right there, is the real revolution. Just to stay in the world without consenting to all its illusions. The seamless mirror isn't standing still. It's adaptive, it's learning, it's updating as we speak. So the only question that really matters is the one you have to ask yourself. What will you refuse?